Welcome to the Vernon Hills Update. The update offers information about a variety of village services. You'll meet a few of your neighbors and you'll find out about upcoming events. On today's show, we'll stop by the Vernon Hills Police Department for some reminders on good driving strategies for slippery winter roads. We'll talk with Countryside Fire's Tony Rodkey about the importance of staying off the ice on our ponds and lakes. We'll visit one of our local new restaurants, Gardenberry Cafe, located on Route 45. And we'll get a quick update on wildlife management options, especially as it relates to our neighborhood coyote population. Thank you for tuning into the Vernon Hills Update.
We are at the Vernon Hills Police Station. We're out with the cars because we're talking about driving and winter driving and car safety and other things. We're with Kim Christensen. He's our expert today. You're our driving guy today.
I'm the expert driving guy for the winter, right? Thank you. Thank you,
go.
Ray. I've never been called that before. Thank you.
Well, and you know, around Vernon Hills, I mean, we know there's traffic. There's a lot of traffic going through town, and and we're just trying to have everybody be more aware so that we can reduce those fender benders and reduce those more serious accidents.
Well, I think, typically the Chicagoland area gets, I think, about 36 inches of snow is the average snowfall, and here we are mid-January, and we've only had 3, 4, 5. So there's a lot of snow yet to go.
Yeah.
There's a lot of snow to go.
And it's not just snow, too, just changing temperatures. Like the sun comes out and warms something up, or an underpass or an overpass. It changes within minutes.
It sure does. And the best thing to remember is, when you're starting out, if there's a snowfall and your car's outside all night, don't just jump in the car and take off. You're going to warm the engine up, probably. You might not have to even warm the engine up, but please take the time and clear the headlights, clean the windshield off good, clean that back window off, clean your taillights off good. You want to be sure that people can see you. You want to be sure that people can see your brake lights. You want to be sure that you can see everybody else too.
That's a good thing to remember, because sometimes I think we clean off enough so we can see out, but we forget we have to be seen too. So those brake lights are key.
Well, there's also the blind spots in the car. People forget, clean those back windows off also, so you can see your blind spots to the left and the right when you go to change lanes, and you're not just guessing. You can see if there's somebody there.
Yeah. And the other thing we talk about, when you get out there and you do get driving, you just say, just do everything a little bit more deliberately, a little bit more slowly, accelerate slowly, anticipate your turn.
Be a little slower with everything you do. After the first couple snowfalls, I think we all get accustomed to a little more confidence, and you're driving along, and next thing you know, you hit an icy patch that maybe wasn't there the day before, and because you're not being careful, or we've all been driving at 6 in the morning sometimes, and you think you're doing the speed limit because pavement might be a little bit wet, but the salt's been down, so it's probably okay, but you still be careful. And then somebody comes blasting past you on the left side, and you're like, slow down, because you don't know when you're going to hit something. So please be careful.
Well, let's talk about, you had talked with me a little bit before we started taping. Just black ice is it's almost like the frost coming up out of the ground. You can't see it. You can't even see it if you're walking, but your car will pick it up.
Well, sure. From what I understand, black ice, it's not really the color of the ice. It's the fact that it's so thin and so transparent that you can see the pavement underneath it. And typically it's because there's a little moisture on the top layer of the surface, and when it freezes, it expands. And it could be just so thin, yet it's enough to throw a car off if you go over too fast.
So that's why we got to be careful.
Bridges, you've heard that before, because bridges, the air is above and below. Bridges and overpasses and things like that, those are the things that freeze first because of the air temperature and the wind.
So take extra time.
Please.
Take extra time and take extra time between cars, more distance between cars.
Oh, sure. Don't be in a rush. Just because you're confident in your abilities and you know what your car is capable of, you don't know what the car in front of you is capable of. The driver in front of you may lose control and you're on top of them, or hurt just real fast. So just leave a lot of space. How's that?
Yeah, more space. And one of the things we always talk about is, of course, you turn your headlights on at night, but anytime it's inclement, or actually, I just drive around with my headlights on all the time. But that's a good thing, because people can see you coming, and it will give you more visibility. Say it's a foggy day, low beams will help you even during the day. But
they'll help you, and people can see you too, and that's one of the most important things to do. And it goes along. Let's touch on this distracted driving thing. I mean, we'll have our mandatory cell phone warning here. All right, don't abide by the cell phone law. If make it hands-free, don't be distracted, especially on the snow and the ice. You want to keep both hands on the wheel. You want to be looking in the front, looking to the left, looking to the right, not down at your cell phone. So that's just one more distraction that people don't need. So put it down.
Think about that. That was 2014, January 2014, when the law said, don't pick up your cell phone in the car. And where are we at?
Basically, here we are later, and people still do it, and police officers see it. But the law aside, the tickets and all that kind of stuff, the most important thing to do is that you don't want to cause an accident. I don't want to cause an accident. Nobody does. So please don't use it.
Excellent. Thank you for the reminder. A couple other reminders, like here in town and in most towns, when it snows, the cars have to come off the streets. I mean, yeah, you could get a ticket or something like that, but it's mostly just help us get the things cleaned up.
Yes, please, everybody remember that there is no parking on any village street within 12 hours after a 2-inch snowfall. And the reason for that is to make it easier and safer for our village plows to do their job so they don't have to go back again and again and make sure the streets are completely clean. So please abide by that, and it's helping everybody else out.
We would talk about one more ordinance about snow, and there is a fine that can be involved, but really, again, it's the safety of the neighborhood.
Yes.
Don't throw your snow out in the street
Right.
and whether it's your contractor from your condo association or you doing it yourself, you're just going to have a lump and an icy patch all winter long.
Don't do it. Just, it might take a couple more seconds, a little more effort to push the snow off to the side of your driveway, the left and the right, instead of throw it into the street. And I know that's a common thing. Well, the plow's going to come by and get it anyway, but it does violate the ordinance, so please abide by it. Make it easier and safer for the plow drivers too.
And as an aside, too, as far as overnight parking, there's no parking on the streets overnight, but you've got a new system that makes it even simpler to request overnight parking.
Oh, God, thanks for bringing that up. I'd forgotten about that one. Sure, if you need to park overnight on the street for company or work or whatever, you can now go to the website and actually do it online, so you don't have to call anymore. And the easiest way to do it is go to the village's website, or vhpd.com. It's all the same. And at the very top, it says, how do I? Mouse over, how do I? Click on it. And one of the options will be request overnight parking permission. And you can do it online real easy.
Well, and it's not like it's bad to call in. Everybody's nice when you call over here. But a lot of people just like clicking on their computer and getting it done. So.
It's a lot easier to do.
Real fast. Well, we talked about, hands-free driving and all those kinds of things. Let's get back to one more thing. Okay. As the police are always looking out for us on car safety as far as keeping your keys in the car. Because right. Sorry, it took me a long time to get to that. But because to me, it's like not only are the keys in your car putting your car at risk, but they're usually putting your house at risk too.
This has been a common problem throughout the Chicago area for quite a while now. In Vernon Hills, knock on wood, fortunately, we haven't had one lately. But it's so easy with these days of fobs and things. Please, please, please do not leave your keys, do not leave your fob inside the vehicle. There are professional thieves that will just go into neighborhoods and go into parking lots or what have you and rattle doorknobs. And if they see an unopened doorknob, especially on a newer car, if they find an unopened car, they'll go inside and just try and see if it starts, because sometimes the driver will forget. It's not always intentional, but the owner might forget and leave the fob in the console, and the car will start, and away it goes. So it's just one more thing to remember, and I think overall people are really getting the idea to think a little bit more in doing it. Even if it's in your garage, please, I would not get in the habit of leaving your fob in your car, even in the garage. Let's just say that the garage door is open because you forget about the garage door. Once again, your garage, and as you pointed out, thank you, your home can also be vulnerable. So.
And it is hard to remember because with these fobs, you don't always know where everything is. Not like the old days where we cranked the front of that Model T before we got it started. That's me, not you. Okay. But it is technology we got to get used to, and it is a vulnerability that we're seeing all over the place. So, okay.
So we appreciate everybody's cooperation with that. Think a little bit. Let's keep the bad guys out of Vernon Hills.
Yeah. That's just a new habit we've just got to watch for. So hands-free, yep. Keep your fob out of the car, drive safely, keep a distance between you and the other cars. Lots of things we got to think about all the time.
And maybe not using your cruise control too. We should mention that for the snow and the ice. Leave the cruise control alone. Wait till the weather warms up and the pavement's dry.
Well, so then you've got more control about what you're doing quicker.
All the time, exactly.
All right. Well, thank you, Kim, and thank you to the VHPD for all they do. There's a lot of information you can go online. The VHPD has a Facebook page with more safety, security, police-related things. Of course, the village, Vernon Hills, also has a Facebook page. They've got website pages. You can look up information.
There's also an Illinois Department of Transportation webpage. It's pretty helpful. So.
And if you've got questions, call over here. Kim's available to help talk you through some. Well, thank you for taking the time, and let's have a good winter.
My pleasure. Thank you, everyone.
We are in behind Countryside Fire on, what is this lake called out here?
Lake Firethorn, Lynn.
Lake Firethorn with fireman Tony Rodkey, and we're here to talk about winter safety. And one of the things I get the most nervous about as a mom, and perhaps you as a firefighter, are when we see this winter come in and everything seems solid and good ice. I get nervous about people out on the ice, even when it's just our little ponds.
Yeah, we got to be very cautious when it comes to the ice here in Vernon Hills and anywhere actually. You can see some soft spots out here. You're not sure, is that solid ice where some of the streams or moving water comes into on a lake or small ponds like this? That ice is going to be unsafe due to the moving water. So we're looking for at least 4 inches of ice, and it's really hard to tell. So here we are approaching February now. Definitely check with your Department of Natural Resources.
When we talk 4 inches, that's the thing. It might be 4 inches on one side, then there might be an ice shelf somewhere, and someplace else it just isn't. So it's just too tricky.
Yes, it's very difficult. If you were to go through the ice, okay, or you see somebody go through the ice, please do not approach. Call 911 immediately, and then if you can, reach out with a ladder or throw a rope where you can extend something to somebody who went through the ice. Try and have them remain as calm as possible, okay? Hang on. But if you get too close, you might go through. So we want to reach to them, get low, crawl, spread your body weight, but please call 911 immediately.
And if you do end up in the ice, like you said, spread your body weight out. I've watched you train the kids over at Vernon Hills High School when you have like the fire medic in the Gumby suit, so they're safe. But you want them to like put their arms up on the edge of the ice and try to lift themselves and kind of squirm their way to shore. Or you even say, put your arms up and see if you can freeze them up there to hold you up out of the water.
Well, I wouldn't say freeze them. That's going to happen as you wear out, as you have no energy to get yourself out. But as you stretch out, you want to try and get horizontal like you're swimming and kick and try and pull yourself out. Kick and pull, kick and pull.
Okay. And then kind of stay low to get to shore.
Absolutely. Crawl yourself out, roll away from the hole. Okay. But the folks who might see somebody go through, and please do not get close, reach something out, a long pole, a ladder, a rope.
Okay, so that's, if you have the misfortune of going in, what to do. If you see somebody, call 911. Just stay off the ice. Go to the ice ponds. We've got flooded rinks around. Use those.
The park district has the ice rink up at the park, and we have Glacier in town, absolutely.
Exactly. So that's our nervousness about ice, and that's the thing that's going to happen. Freezing and thawing all winter long. Just stay off the ice. So another thing we like to talk about when we get to winter is keeping the fire hydrants clear in our neighborhood. And I know you guys always encourage that.
Yeah, we have Adopt the Hydrant program. So what we're asking you to do is take care of the local fire hydrant near you. You're on your street, near your house. And that's to keep all the debris away. The summertime, the sticks and so forth, any trash. And then in wintertime, of course, now we want you to keep it clear of snow and ice and debris of that nature, so that if there is a fire in the neighborhood, we're going to have quick access. So Adopt the Fire Hydrant program is something we offer. You can go online, we can print you up a certificate, I'll bring it over, and we'll go through some items.
But that's just the idea, being a good neighbor, especially like if the snow comes piling in, you don't want that piled up on your fire hydrant. So.
No, we don't.
Now, I know another thing we talked about before we went on the air is when we get these cold snaps, sometimes you get the frozen pipes. People might call the fire department. There's nothing really you can do. But
well, anytime you call us, we're going to come over and we're going to help respond and solve problems for you. But ultimately, we'll be shutting off the water. If there's some water cleanup, we can help take care of that, but ultimately the repair will probably have to be made by a professional. So if you're finding frozen pipes, you might want to call professionals prior to them breaking, okay, but prior to the ice damaging your pipes.
They've got a safe way to do things so it's not danger to your family. They know how to safely thaw them.
Yes, and if possible, keep your heat up in your house. You don't want to drop it too low if you're going away for vacation to where your pipes freeze, okay? So we want you to keep your heat up in your house and make sure that you're leaving some water running as well. You can leave it on a small drip. That'll also keep water moving through your pipes in cold times.
Because I know you tend to get calls for just about everything, and you're always responsive, but just to give people a heads up on that, since that's a topic that comes and goes all winter long. And before we get done, we always, when you're trying to keep your house warm, sometimes the furnace isn't enough in certain corners of your house or whatever, but you don't want people using the oven to heat their house. You want space heaters, and then you want safe space heaters, and you want them away from combustion.
Yes, absolutely. Space heaters, particularly, you want to have ones that if they tip over, they're going to shut off. Okay, and that's a nice feature to have on those space heaters. And keep all items at least 3 feet away. Items such as chairs, furniture. You come in with wet boots or wet mittens. Don't put them right next to the space heater. Keep at least 3 feet. 4 feet, 5 feet's even better. Same with the fireplace. Okay, we want to make sure we're keeping all items, furniture, at least 3 feet from your fireplace. When you leave the fireplace, close your glass doors. Embers can pop out onto the carpet. You go to sleep. That's how fires have started as well. Yes, we don't want you using your oven to heat your house, okay? Contact the village. There are resources out there if you're having troubles with heating your house.
Exactly. There are programs and do things a different way. So, well, thank you for taking the time. Lots of things to keep people safe all the time, and I know you're busy in the school, so if you happen to be around like Hawthorne or Fremont or all these other schools, ask your kids what's going on, because Fireman Tony is teaching them all the time. So thanks for that, and thank you to you and Countryside Fire for all you do. And we always like to end when, how do you make sure if you're worried about something, are you guys available?
When in doubt, call it out, 911. If you're asking, gosh, should I call 911? Is this a true emergency? If you're asking that question, pick up the phone and call 911.
Thank you, and thank you to all the crew over at Countryside.
You're welcome, Lynn.
Oh, I wish you all had smell-o-vision on your TVs, because we've come to the most wonderful breakfast lunch place in town. From time to time, we like to go to new businesses, so we're at Gardenberry Cafe on Route 45 in Vernon Hills, a relatively new business in town, and we're here to meet the owners and find out all about Gardenberry. And we're here with Celine and Jose, and they're going to tell us what's going on here. And boy, thank you for making all this food. It looks amazing and it smells amazing, and you guys have been really busy. You guys got a good crowd coming in. When did you guys open for business?
Well, we started like in the middle of September, like few months before, for the whole, from the beginning of the last year, we started looking for a place that we wanted to have a business. So we were looking around and we couldn't find anything. And then at the end, we find this location over here. So we decided to come and see it. It happened. And
It happened. So you guys, you just were looking all over the whole region, because you guys aren't from Vernon Hills, right?
Correct. We come like from Schaumburg.
Yeah.
So we try looking places over there and here and there, and driving by,
This was it.
this appear.
And so you guys were looking to have a business. You were looking to have a restaurant. Did you have restaurant background before? I mean, I can tell you know what you're doing in the kitchen, but what was your background?
my family, they've been on this for years. So I've been working for this industry for like about 15 years. So little by little, you put things together and you come up with something,
Yeah.
with things new. And here is some presentations of
Yeah.
what we have over here.
And as we talked, you guys are breakfast and lunch. What are your hours anyway?
6:30 in the morning till 3, 7 days a week.
7 days a week. So you got a big brunch crowd on the weekend, but there's a lot of people coming in. You've got people coming in for early morning breakfast. You got the firefighters love to come in here. The police like to come in here. The old timers around town. This is the new place, so it's really for kids and everybody. It's a welcoming spot.
Yeah, anybody can feel free to come, give us a try. Like I say, we have some dishes over here, and thank you for the support that you guys been giving us, and we would like to see new people coming in. Give us a try and see.
So as you talk about the food and what goes into it, I see a lot of love and I see a lot of fresh ingredients. Can you tell me a little bit about some of these dishes and how they're special to you? Like this one here, this is huge. What is this?
This is like a beige skillet. I just made it like so, just to show some of how it looks, the amount, the portion.
They're big portions.
Yeah, we try to make people happy. It's not only thinking about us, thinking about everybody.
Well, and I see some lunch here. So like here, what is this dish here?
This is our garden berry salad.
And a lot of berries in there. So do you like to go? It looks like a lot of fresh things out here.
Yeah, everything is fresh. The chicken salad is, a lot of people like it. And we make it fresh over here, some pecans and berries all over.
Well, I was going to say, I drive by here, and even though you're open till 3, I see you all here working. So you guys are doing a lot of prep, because when you cook fresh, it takes a lot of prep time.
Yeah, this is a family restaurant, so first, when we have the rush, I like to dedicate my time on people, and then after we close, I stay to keep prepping to be ready for next day.
Well, it shows. It shows in what you got going on here. Let's talk about one of these. Is that the most huge omelet? What's that called?
That's a garden omelet right there, and it comes with choice of potatoes, fruit. We give a lot of choices to people.
Well, and let's go through this. We've talked kind of about the salad, and we've got the breakfast. You've got a lot of lunch crowd going here. What have we got right here?
This is a chicken avocado panini.
Well, the fact that you're using avocados too, I'm going to say, that's fresh and it's good for us. And a lot of people scrimp on that stuff. You're not scrimping anywhere.
Like I say, I like to make people happy.
Excellent. Well, so
Chicken avocado panini right here. And they also have a choice of fruit or fries.
I was going to say that fruit salad doesn't look like it's coming out of a big can either.
No. We chop it up every morning.
Excellent.
We chop it all and get it ready, make it look nice.
Yeah, so you've got some things. You've got a wide range. You've got kind of the stuff people are used to seeing, but you guys put some twist on everything, and everything being fresh. You can certainly come here and eat healthy, and you can come here and eat big.
Yep.
And I see too, you've converted your back, the bar area, what do you call that, a coffee bar now, right? So can you tell me what people can get there?
We're starting making our new drinks like cappuccino, lattes, espresso shots, and we're trying to add more new items for the summer, like maybe smoothies and everything people will want to try.
When we talk about the summer, you've got a beautiful patio. I mean, I know you were using it in the fall, but a little closed right now because of the weather, but is that going to open back up when it gets nice?
And that's the plan, to reopen if anybody wants to enjoy a nice breakfast outside with the nice weather.
It is a nice place. And also I noticed when Mike Stordo and I were here looking around, you've got an extensive children's menu too. So kids are welcome here.
Yep, definitely. We have a lot of choices, kids menu, and feel free to ask whoever come to join us over here. We have a lot of options.
You do have a lot of options, and made with love. I mean, that's obvious. You guys are putting your heart into this. So thank you for taking the time. I know you guys have a Facebook page. You have a website. People can call you. But if people want to know more, probably the best way is just to stop by and see you every day from 6:30 in the morning till 3 o'clock.
Correct. Everybody's welcome. Come give it a try. We have stuff for everybody. Healthy stuff, not very healthy, sweets, unsweets, and very tasty food.
Very good. Thank you so much for taking the time, and what a delicious spread you made for us. Best wishes, and we'll come back and visit you 10 years from now when you are the mogul of Gardenberry Cafe. But thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Kim Christensen with the Vernon Hills Police Department with a word about coyotes. Yes, there have been some coyote sightings within the village. However, as much as we understand and appreciate everyone's frustration and concern, we ask that everybody recognize that there is little that the police department can do about them, and we also ask you to recognize that for the most part, seeing them does not necessarily mean there is a problem. One important thing to remember is that in northeastern Illinois, there has not been a single report of a coyote bite or a coyote attack on a human being. Vernon Hills residents with concerns that require an immediate police response should call 911 immediately. However, please keep in mind that the village does not trap coyotes. We also understand that residents are concerned about small pets and animals. In those cases, we recommend that you don't leave small pets or animals outside unattended, especially at night. For additional information and other recommendations on coyotes, we ask you to visit our website, vhpd.com. Thank you very much.
If you have comments or questions, please contact Mike Stordo at 847-918-3560 or email mikes@vhills.org. Thank you for tuning into the Vernon Hills Update.